In short, programming means we instruct a computer to perform various tasks. If we are very generous with that definition, then we could say that almost every interaction we have with a computer can be considered programming. So, for example, if you were to press the spacebar, you would instruct the computer to pause the video. But of course, when we talk about programming, we usually have something different in mind. Maybe you think of giving the computer a set of zeros and ones. These zeros and ones we refer to as machine code. And it's one way of communicating with the computer and giving it instructions. And while we could, with this machine language, do almost anything, it would take a very long time. So what we do instead is that we switch to higher level languages such as Python or C, which are abstractions of the machine language. So we can write instructions that are also understandable for humans, and they then get eventually translated to machine code, so that also the computer understands. With this level of abstraction, programming becomes a lot more convenient, and we don't lose any complexity, so we can still do the same stuff or get the computer to do it. If we go one abstraction level higher, we are again at the software level, where we started. And at this level, interacting with the computer is very easy, so we don't need to know any programming languages, we just have to navigate the UI of some software. And considering how diverse software is today, we could also argue that we don't lose that much possibility in what we can do. So why do we bother programming? Before we start programming, we should always look first if there is a software that does the thing we want. And if that's not the case, then we start programming. And while we program, we should always look out for other people's code that could solve parts of our problem. So that in order to achieve our goal and solve our problem, we have to do the minimal amount of work. So in short, we program to solve problems that no one solved before us. And for that we use programming languages such as Python and not machine code. And the reason we choose computers to execute our programs is that they are the most versatile tool that can do almost anything. If you're interested in what they cannot do, check below. In this video we focused more on the implementation side of programming, so given a set of instructions, how to communicate them to the computer. An equal part of programming is coming up with a set of instructions that solve a problem, so designing an algorithm. In this course we will focus more on the implementation side, but in doing so we will also learn some things about problem solving, so how to come up with the right instructions.